Okay, so the last thing that I want to do for this part of the session before I move any further is to get the underwater materia. So basically, when we first came up against Emerald Weapon, when I did that little test like very early in the game, just to see what it looked like, there was a 20-minute timer, and if you don't beat it in 20 minutes, it's a game over. But the game gives you a way to circumvent that timer. So if you get the underwater materia, then you won't have to fight it with a time limit, and that will probably help if you're going in with lower levels like me. So if you're not like level 99 and absolutely maxed out and you can blitz it out like very, very easily, or you want to use some cheap tactics, you want to use like Knights of the Round and Quadra Magic and all that kind of shit, which I'm going to try and keep away from so that it's still like an entertaining battle, then I feel like we need to get rid of this timer. So that's what we'll be doing next. So these are all like final preparations for the ending. Now, basically, we need to head to Calm Village, because there's someone in there that we want to talk to, and he's going to give us some items that will be very useful to us as well. So let me throw in a save. I have not saved in ages. I'm finally going to run out of save slots, I think, and I'll have to head back to slot 1. I can probably remove the ones at the top of this, to be honest. There we go. Okay. It's already been about 2 hours since I started this whole thing. Now, I've got to remember where this guy is. He's known as the Calm Traveller. So this guy? The world's changed a lot in the past few days. That huge meteor is covering up the sky and acting like it owned it. A lot of my friends have died. I'm going on a journey to pray for their souls. A map was sunk along with the ship. Guidebook. A rose that blooms once every 1,000 years in the desert. Desert rose. A harp that soothes those who hear it. Earth harp. So this is the guy's riddle, and basically you want to be getting these items because he will transform them into materia that you are going to very much enjoy. So the guidebook is what I was talking about with the ghost ship. We're going to have to encounter a ghost ship and we're going to have to morph it in order to get the guidebook. The desert rose is gotten by defeating Ruby Weapon, and Earth Harp is gotten by defeating Emerald Weapon. So it all kind of leads to these final 2 boss battles that we're going to be doing. So before I get onto those, I'll get the guidebook so that I'm ready for Emerald. So let's get out of here. I'm just going to head to the Junon underwater reactor. Apparently that's where you can face it, because in the battle square it really wasn't working for me. And I guess you have the same problem that I had with Yuffie the first time those two met in there. If you make it to the final round and you do come up against a ghost ship, then obviously you have the chance you won't be able to attack at your full physical potential. So if you can't do like the 15,000 or so damage you need to take out the ghost ship, then it's going to send you on your way. So I feel like this is probably like the safer, easier method for being able to get the morph that you need. So next stop, underwater reactor. Okay, here we go. This is the ghost ship that we needed. Morph it up. I'm not going to attack with anybody other than... Oh shit. There we go. Changed into guidebook. Okay, that was a little bit lucky. Managed to get it right. Cool, that's what we needed. I will get straight out of here and head back to Calm Village in order to get my underwater materia. Okay, here we are, back to the Calm Village. Whoop, easy. And hopefully once this guy gives us the underwater materia, I'll be ready to have my first kind of legit attempt at Emerald Weapon. Okay, here we go. Oh, it's guidebook. Want to trade it for this underwater materia? How about it? Trade. Okay, it's a done deal. And it's underwater materia. Go on, it's yours. I'll have a bit of that. The world's changed a lot. Dude. Oh, fuck. It triggered the conversation with him instead of picking up the materia. So yeah, we've got 1 out of his 3 riddles here. And there it is, underwater materia. So that's going to allow me to stay for more than 20 minutes underwater against Emerald Weapon, which could be very, very useful. Okay, guys, so the situation is this. This is probably the team I'm going to try and take on Emerald Weapon with. I've got level 62, 59, and 57. I have been picking up pretty much every materia that I can get my hands on, and I think I have most of the ones that will help me to win this battle. Now, because I haven't spent any time grinding the materia themselves, so I tried to get all the limit breaks, I've had to get kills, I've had to use limit breaks, etc. That's been like the more grindy stuff that I've done when it comes to character development. And of course I had to spend a little bit of extra time to get all of the enemy skills for at least one of my enemy skill materials. But aside from that, the materials that you see here are basically whatever I've had kind of just during the game and during the side questing that I've done so far. So I've made no specific attempt to try and upgrade these materials. So you can see that Quadra Magic is still at level 1, for example. So there's a lot of this. Double Cut is still a long way away from level 2, etc. Now, will this be enough to defeat Emerald Weapon? I don't know. But in the next session, we're going to be giving this a go and see how far we get against Emerald Weapon. Let's say I get into the battle and I've had like 5 attempts, 10 attempts, 20 attempts, and we're literally just getting nowhere. And it's looking extremely difficult with the situation that we have. Then I might need to start working on some of these materia in order to get them to higher levels. So, I don't know, for example, unlock, be able to use Quadra Magic more than once, to unlock 4 times cut instead of 2 times cut, all of that kind of stuff. So we'll have to see how that's all going to work. But I am looking forward to the next session because it's going to be the first time I'm going to be taking on a legit super boss in Final Fantasy VII. What's up everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to this commentary playthrough of Final Fantasy VII. And it's finally time for the true fun to begin, at least from my perspective. So we've been post-gaming, we've been gathering all of these limit breaks and ultimate weapons and enemy skills and chocobo breeding and all this kind of stuff. But now it's really time to get down to business. So, if you guys have been watching the LP, you will know that I faced Emerald Weapon very early on in the playthrough, just as like a little test, just to see how strong it really was and what it could do. Now, I noticed 2 things. One, it was very, very strong, and like me with my mid-game stats, having only played through this game for the 2nd time, or like the first time in any legit kind of sense, I was like, yeah, that's not going to happen. So basically, I've given Emerald the respect it deserves, and I've waited until the end of the post-game before I take it on. One thing I did previous to this episode was to get the underwater materia. So this will break that 20-minute time limit that we have against Emerald, and that will mean that I have all the time in the world to try and defeat the thing. So what I'll do is I'll give it a go and see how we're doing in the session. If I win, that's excellent. But if it turns out that I've been going, at this for like hours and I'm pretty much getting nowhere, then I might have to kind of take a step back and see how I can change things in order to be able to defeat this thing. So I'll give you guys a summary of the situation in terms of the characters, the stats, the weapons, the armors and all that kind of stuff, and then I'll jump into my first attempts against Emerald Weapon. So the team that I want to give this a go with is Cloud, Barret and Yuffie, because Barret and Yuffie, I like them as characters anyway, but they both have the long range weapons as well, which I think is pretty cool. So I want to use these guys. It's just my own personal preference. I'm pretty sure you can do it with any party that you like, but this is the team that I will go with first. I like Yuffie's level 3 limit break as well. I feel like that does a lot of damage. So hold on. Wall Creation I think is cool, but I think Doom of the Living is definitely her most powerful limit break in terms of damage output. And I think the same might be true of Barret. I think Anger Max does a lot of damage as well, because I think Catastrophe might be a single hit. So yeah, I'll probably go for that. In terms of equipment, these guys all have their ultimate weapons. So we've got the Conformer, we've got Ultimate Weapon, and we've got Missing Score. In terms of armor, I think I have pretty much all of the best armors in the game. So stuff like Imperial Guard, which is one of the best. You've got the Zedric, which has no slots, but it has incredibly good defense. You've got the Mistile, or Mistile, I don't know how you pronounce it, but maybe Mistile. And yeah, this is one of my favourites so far, just because of its ability to evade attacks as well. Escort Guard, Dragon Armlet, and I guess maybe the Minerva bangle, possibly, for Yuffie. So yeah, this is the situation that we have with that. Accessory-wise, we've got 3 ribbons, which is probably still what I'll take into the battle, and probably swap it around once I figure out what's going on in the battle. Because I'm sure it's going to have some kind of status effects attacks that I'll need to protect myself against. So we're just going to go with 3 ribbons for the initial attempts. In terms of materia, I have a shit ton of materia, but I don't think I have every single materia, and some of them are not leveled up very well at all. So it's a bit of a mixed bag in that sense. So this is a good example of a materia that if I did level it up, if I got that 91,000 AP, I'd get 4 times cut, which I'm definitely sure is going to help against Emerald Weapon and Ruby Weapon, but I just don't have it yet. But I've got a few like magic pluses. I've got HP plus. I've got 3 HP plus. I've got 3 HP plus materias that are leveled up to almost master level. So I've got 2 masters and I think 1 level 4, I believe. So that's what I've got for those. I've got all of the summon materials I could possibly want, but I doubt Emerald and or Ruby is going to be affected by any kind of status attacks. So I don't think status elements are really going to work in this battle. I've got Restore. I think I've got 1 or 2 good Restore materias, and I've got 1 materia that has all of the enemy skills on there. For everybody else, I've got a fair few of them, but not every single one. But I think most of the important ones that could be helpful to me, I think I've pretty much got them. So if there's anything that's genuinely needed that I'm missing, I might take a little break to add those enemy skills as well. But for now, I think I'll definitely give it a go with this. But yeah, so that's like the general situation here. There's definitely some big gaps here in terms of, like, let's say Quadramagic being only level 1. But in general, I mean, I've got all of the most powerful spells. I've got like the Comets, the Ultimas, all that kind of stuff, and I've got pretty decent support materia as well. So once I've got everybody ready and I have everyone's materia set up how I want it to be set up, we will regroup and then we will get into the first attempt against Emerald Weapon. Okay, my friends, I have tried to set myself up as best I can, and this is basically the materia setup that I have for now. As you're going to see, there's a lot of like low-level materials and like probably bad combinations and all that stuff, but if you guys ever see me take on difficult bosses before, there's always like a trial and error, a learning process, a refinement process, and that's part of what I love the most. Like if I go in and I win first time, then it's generally less satisfying for me, unless it's a really epic boss battle. So yeah, basically I've decided to not have any of my summons activated, and there's 2 reasons for this. One is because I think Emerald is probably going to be immune to everything that I can throw at it in terms of statuses, and also stuff like Knights of the Round, I'm going to try to stay away from that. So spamming like Knights of the Round is going to be something I'm not going to do for these bosses, because at the end of the day I'm trying to entertain myself and I'm trying to entertain you guys as well. So if I come in and just like basically find a way to just spam my way through all of these bosses, then that's not going to be fun for me and it's going to be less fun for you. But it's definitely a viable strategy from what I have heard. So when it comes to Emerald and Ruby, I've never faced them before. I've never done any research on them before, so I don't know how much HP they have, I don't know what their moves are, and all that kind of stuff. So all I've done is those like little test battles against them. So 1 test battle against Emerald where I got wiped out in about 20 seconds, and the same thing happened with Ruby when I accidentally ran into it and it took me out in like 20 seconds. So I think I've learned from the Ruby encounter that you have to face it one-on-one, but that's pretty much the extent of my knowledge with these kind of things. And of course there's been people in the comments that have talked about the whole like Knights of the Round spamming and all that kind of thing that you can use to defeat these enemies a bit more easily. Oh shit, I haven't learned Shield. Damn, I thought I already learned this. I might have to get into a few battles so I can learn Shield, because I feel like that could be something that's useful, and considering how close I am, I think it's probably worth it. So I'll activate this one before I go in. But yeah, I mean, this is the general gist of it. I had a couple of leftover HP pluses, so I just gave that to Yuffie so that she can get a little bit of extra HP, because we're only level 57 right now. Obviously her HP would be way higher if we were up to level 99. There we go, that's what I was looking for. Okay, Shield has leveled up now. I am ready to fight Emerald Weapon. Not sure if I'm ready to win yet, but I'm ready to fight. The enemies over there were giving so little AP that I decided to zip over to somewhere that gave a little bit more. Okay, I'll save over my most recent save and we will dive in. Oh, Emerald! I think it's on this side. Where art thou? I'm not sure how much damage Barrett's going to be doing because of the way his ultimate weapon works, but that's something we'll have to see. Another advantage of Yuffie is, of course, I think the Conformer is going to be doing big damage against Emerald Weapon. Again, if I can find it. Because it's tied to the enemy's level, I think the harder the enemy is, the harder she's going to hit. So I think that should be good. Come on, man. Oh. There we go. It's time. Boom. Let's do it. I'll probably use stuff like Big Guard now much more frequently. Need to stay alive. And of course, she's the one that doesn't have big guard, which is nice. Ah, he died. So yes, there's that final attack coming into effect, by the way. So it gives you a free one of those, which is pretty cool. Okay, let's throw our first attack on and see what happens. I didn't even see how much damage this did last time. 3,200. Okay, wow. If it just keeps picking on Barrett, we're going to have a tough time. I mean, does it have any other moves? Gonna need some regen. Wow. Let me see this shield in action. Oh. Is that an attack that leaves you with 1? It doesn't, okay. Let's see shield. We're still getting pretty wiped out here. Yeah, okay. So first game over already. Emerald Shoe is doing pretty big damage. I need something that's going to protect well against magic. I think it was doing around 6,000 damage to Cloud. And yeah, around the same amount to Barrett as well. I need to use Dragon Force. I've got to remember to use Dragon Force. But then again, I read something about magic defense not being... Like, there's a bug to do with magic defense, and using something like Dragon Force is not going to help. But I don't know. He's got enough HP that I think that's okay. Yeah, okay. I don't know which materia I lost here. Yeah, this final attack materia is pretty epic, but you gotta be leveling it up. For some reason, Yuffie's materia doesn't have big guard, so I'm gonna get big guard as well. Okay, so I made some adjustments where I wanted Barrett's HP to be higher. Now, I feel like in this battle, like all of his, like, the contain magic and de-barrier and death and all that stuff, I don't think is really going to help, unless I see it use something like barrier later on. But for now, I decided to remove those to help increase his HP, because they were taking away like 15% of his HP. So, we'll see what happens. So that's what I've done, and I've given him something that has more magic defense as well, which I thought might help. I don't need the extra materia slots, so I thought the 4th bracelet will be okay. She's still got the Mistile, and he's got the Imperial Guard, so we'll go with this for now and just see what happens. So let's give it attempt number 2. I've also taught Yuffie Big Guard as well. I didn't realise she didn't have it, because I feel like it's used on everybody, so I don't know how the 3rd materia didn't learn it, but whatever. Let's dive back in and see what happens here. The only thing about Emerald Weapon is every time you die, you've got to dive back in and find it again, which can be a little bit annoying, but I'm hoping every time it's in this location. Last time it was swimming around, but there we go. So last time it ended pretty quickly because it was just doing such big damage, but I need to find a way to get some kind of grip on this battle. It just starts with Emerald Shoe, and it happens so quickly that... yeah, she's dead already. The barrier lasts for such a small amount of time. But I'll try and get these two boys kind of prepared as best I can. But I feel like Dragon Force is making an impact. And what is this? We haven't seen an attack that hits everybody yet. Emerald Beam. Oh god, if this hits everybody, it's already over. And I messed up one of my materials. I don't have all materia here. How much damage? 4,000. Okay. Okay. So it seems pretty difficult to get any kind of foothold in this battle at this stage. Draining MP as well. Woohoo! It's not doing a huge... Well, I guess a lot of the hits are critical, I think. Just got to stay on the offensive here. Wow. It's just getting so many turns back to back. Revenge Stamp. Okay. Regen is helping me kind of hang in there. Barely had a chance to choose a turn in ages. Regen. And keep curing everybody. Give her a Dragon Force as well. Oof. I need to research how commonly you can get Mega Elixirs. Yeah, she's not going to be able to get to use the thing that she was trying to use before. Because she'll run out of MP now. Ouch. That's a percentage-based attack, clearly. Oof. Lost the limit break. Yeah, we're slowly getting taken out here. So, I mean, it feels like there's multiple areas to attack here as well, isn't it? But we're able to survive for a few minutes at least, that's something. Yeah, the barrier and stuff just runs out so quick as well. It's very difficult to keep up. Not enough MP. Well, bye-bye. Let's see how much this does. At least we get an idea of the attacks here. Oh. Well, that's a lot of damage. Okay, lots of work to do. I want to go in and have a few more attempts here before I really start to try and adjust things too much. If I can get that barrier and the Dragon Force on everybody and regen, then I'll be able to survive a lot more easily. And then I've just got to keep like recasting that regen in order to stay alive. And then maybe I can make some progress. It's just getting too many attacks in. I've got 3 characters, but it seems like it's getting more moves than I am. Even though I'm in haste, I think. Come on! It's like I'm not even getting time to heal. I should have had a regen and 2 cures by now, but I faced 4 attacks before that even happened. And now with these attack animations, hopefully I get a chance. What happened to the double healing? There you go. What the hell? Her turn was delayed so much. But we're staying in it for now. I might have to use a Mega Elixir or two to stay in the game here. But with that MP just being taken away... Oof. Oh, we took one of those out. Sweet. But I swear I couldn't target them, which is a bit weird. At least if I can take the MP draining ones away, that's really going to help. I think I'll sacrifice a Mega Elixir here and not be super stingy with it. Not enough MP, of course. Damn it! Okay. Barret, Angamax. I need that Mega Elixir to come in as well. Doom of the Living as well. And if I can get that Mega Elixir in, then this is good timing. But it depends who gets the next move in. Doom of the Living certainly doing good work. Okay, we took out 2 of those things. We're doing slightly better. Yuffie will die here. Oh no, she won't. Good. She might now. Yep. So does this mean that we get like a finite amount of time in which to win? Otherwise this attack will take us out. Yeah, if it's doing quad 9 to everybody, that doesn't leave me a lot of time. So why would they even have the 20-minute timer if there's going to be an attack like that? Where's Aeris limit breaks when you need them? But we got a good foothold in that battle. We're doing a lot better. Okay, so in this attempt, I think for the sake of kind of gathering data about the boss, I'm going to equip someone with this, I think. Basically, I want to see if the attack that it does, which hits everyone for quad 9, is actually an elemental one and can be stopped with some kind of armor or something like that. So, it might be worth a shot. Okay, so being able to attack those things at the top was pretty good as well. I think that might be something that's got to be something I need to be actively looking at to see if I can do it. Cloud managed to take it out using counterattacks, which definitely helped. But if I could take all 4 of those top bits out, that would definitely help. And then if I find a way to survive that quad 9 attack, then I should be able to defeat Emerald Weapon, I think. But it's just the fact that those things up top, they just get so many turns in a row that I'm just being taken out like this, as you can see. That's the kind of frustrating part of it. It's like 4 enemies against 1, in that sense. At least I'll get regen back. You see, when Yuffie has not got a turn in ages. I selected it like over 60 seconds ago, and I've just been waiting. Yeah, not enough MP. That's not good. Again, it literally did about 100 damage more than the health that she had. That's such BS. Ouch. There's literally times in the battle where you wait for over 30 seconds, 40 seconds to get a turn. That's stupid. And unless it's like... I can't tell if I'm in haste status or not, but I feel like... That dispels regen, I think. That's one of the biggest problems we're having. If anything, maybe I just shouldn't attack and rely on counterattacks until I take out those things at the top. Has Barret tanked it? No, he hasn't. Ah, I don't get to test this either. That's really annoying. I needed to keep Barret alive long enough to see what this was about, but... I'm pretty sure there's a trick to that. There's got to be some kind of elemental or something I can use in order to... I think I'll equip the Zedric next just as a pure test to see if I can do anything against that move. Because I think it halves literally every element available, so I think in that sense it's pretty useful. Okay, I'm giving it another go. This time I've got the Zedric equipped for Barret, and we're going to see if I can keep him alive till the end of the battle and hopefully have him take less damage than the others from this huge attack that seems to wipe everybody out. The only other choice, if it's still doing quad 9 damage, it feels like, is to just have the final attack thing and have like Phoenix revive us or something. I don't know. Let's see how much damage stuff like Comet does. I'm curious. Oof, it just drains so much MP. So I've got to use Yuffie's Limit Break for the next one. And use a Mega Elixir or something like that soon. Okay, Anger Max on everybody. Luckily that regen is staying. If I can knock out some of those top bits, that's really going to make a huge difference, I think. I think I might use it on the wrong person. Just to be safe, I'm going to use this Mega Elixir. Screw it. So I think this is the Quadra Magic Comet 2 coming in here. I only get one shot at this because it's a level 1, but... Okay, I took something out, that's good. The blue ones might have more HP, I think. I need that regen soon, or I'm going to die. But I think Yuffie used the Mega Elixir, so that should basically take the place of the healing that I needed to do. Okay, I did give the Turbo Ether to the right person, damn it. But you see, it's just getting so many turns, Yuffie's dead. I've got to stay alive here. I've got to stay alive. Oh, I got a critical on Barret. Come on, man. That's not fair. I need to see Barret survive that move. Fuck. Seriously, it's all to do with just how many moves this game. It really is. But that critical on Barret came at a really, really bad time. I felt like that battle was going really well. It just kind of slipped away really quickly when Yuffie died. It's that MP being drained, I think, that ended it for me. As soon as I see the MP drain, I've just got to recover quick. Let me sort this out a little bit more. I need to refine a little better. So wait a minute, I don't think that all materia works with full cure. That's what I've noticed, because in the battle I was like, hold on a minute, why can't I use it on everybody? And I thought I made a mistake with the materia, but I haven't, so hold on. Let me double check this. Because is full cure even that useful if I can't use it on everybody? Ah, it cannot be paired with an all materia. Shit. Okay, well, that kind of kills that idea then. I feel like I don't even need this full cure then, because it's taking away a lot of my maximum HP. I'd rather just have a good restore materia instead. So from what I can see, there doesn't seem to be any status attacks that are being particularly problematic as well, so that's something I need to note. I think it's also worth checking if there's any status effects that we could experience here. Because if there's not any status effect attacks, then I don't really need the ribbon for everybody and I can just equip them with better stuff. So I think that's also something I've got to look into. Now. Okay, so Barret's gone all the way up to 7,500 HP now. And we will see how that's going to go. Let me see if there's anything I can do to get her HP a little bit higher. To be honest, I don't even feel like I need the 20 minutes for this boss battle. I feel like it's going to end before that. I think shield can go, and I'll get my 10% back. Let me double check what shield exactly does here. I feel like I can live without shield, and I can swap that with something else, I think. Okay, so I've switched things around a little bit. I've got a little bit more HP for everybody. So Yuffie's almost pushing 7,000, Barret's 7,500, and Cloud is on 7,006. So I think they can all survive an Emerald Beam at the start. Now, in terms of materia, I took away the shield material from Yuffie. I feel like that's not useful enough in this battle. And I've just gone for the haste stuff and the regen and the cure. The rest is all the same stuff that she's had already. For Barret, I've gotten rid of full cure because it can only be used on one character at a time. I feel like regen plus cure 3 on all is good enough for this particular boss battle, I think. Other than that, I've just thrown slash all in just to see if when I use it I can attack the bits at the top as well. And I've still got my counter death blow so that he can try and potentially take out those things at the top. And for Cloud, it's pretty much the same, I think. I've given him MP absorb with double cut in case it helps during that MP drain phase. So yeah, let's give this a go and see what happens. Okay, so I probably spent like half an hour to 40 minutes in the menus for this section, but because of the whole nature of materia, it's one of those things where when you're trying to figure out bosses and fight difficult ones and trying to optimize and refine, it can take a little while. It's kind of like Final Fantasy XII. It's a lesser version of Final Fantasy XII in that sense. Final Fantasy XII was all about the menus. Yep, dead. I used the wrong thing. This was a bad attempt. It's just a bad attempt. She literally moved herself to the front row. Phoenix down and a Mega Elixir. I'm just trying to stay in it. Sometimes this is weird, like attempts where you really screw up that end up being the best, so you never know. Stranger things have happened in my Final Fantasy days. Now let's see if after this the regen definitely cuts off, because the timing can't be that perfect for it. Yeah, it disables regen, which is really, really difficult to deal with. I really need that flipping... Come on! You see, they've gone so many turns. I swear I selected the double move ages and ages and ages and ages ago. I need to keep a timer on that. That's literally the single thing that's causing me the biggest problems, not any specific move. It's that freaking inability to get a move in. At least these death blows are hitting, man. All I've got to do is stay alive for a little bit longer, and I think I'm going to be fine here. But the Zedric is making a big difference. Let's see the damage here. Can we get below quad 9, or is it a definite you're fucked kind of situation? Well, even then, that still makes it incredibly difficult. I'm going to have him counter with a slash all for starters. I feel like that's going to be more useful. So Deathblow does a lot of damage, but slash all at least you know it's going to hit everybody. So I feel like that might be better. Okay, so the deal is I feel like I want to do a final attack and Phoenix combination here. But by the same token I've got to keep Barret alive until that big attack happens. That's like the only way. And I only get one shot because each of these are low level. Okay, so in order to try and potentially combat against this big move that does like quad 9 damage or quad 8 damage with the Zedric equipped, I've tried to see if I can do this, but obviously this hinges on keeping Barret alive until that move happens. So I don't know. I mean, I feel like it's worth a shot, but we'll just have to see how it goes. At least we'll have a Cloud that's back up to full HP and we'll be under regen. I guess that's something. But I need that regen to happen like now, before those 4 things get a move. But no, you see, this is what always happens. It always happens, man. And obviously Barret wasn't supposed to die. But you see, that's what I mean. I mean, the enemy is using Emerald Beam. During the animation I've already selected regen. The move is over, Yuffie gets a move, and then instead of Barret going next, you know, the other enemy Emerald Weapon gets to move instead. So In that sense, it's a bit annoying. Now, can I please get a bloody regen? Now. But that was a well-timed Mega Elixir, I guess. But we're not going to survive the attack that's to come anyway, so I don't see the point. But, you know, we'll see what we can do. Maybe it doesn't use that move if you take out those bits at the top or something like that. There's always these kind of mechanics that can come into play. Doing way more damage now. Or I've got to use the shield materia. I've got to bring it back for that. Let's see how that works. Okay, we took 2 of them out. Took 3 of them out. Okay, we're almost there. Okay, well they're all dead, so this is the best like effort that we've had throughout this entire thing so far. But here comes the big move, I think. I got Anger Max in first, but it's really not hitting that hard. That's a shame. I'd like Yuffie to get him. I feel like Yuffie always has this weird like delay thing going on. I don't know why. You can't use Angel Whisper after the fact, so it's not really going to make a huge difference. I've got the regen in as well. So if I had a leveled up final attack and Phoenix Materia, then I think this fight is going to be in the bag, but then again it hasn't used that move, so on the one hand I'm a little bit positive right now. We'll keep going. So I might be right in the sense if you take out those bits at the top it can't use that big move. It's definitely possible. So those things are going to come back soon. And I've got to do a well-timed regen as well for when those fuckers come back. Just got to keep onslaughting right now. Cast regen twice by accident, but there you go. Got to keep up the pressure here. Come on, team. Hopefully even by the time the animation happens I would have already dealt with it. Yeah, okay, we're still good. Oof. Barry gets another limit break. I'm going to throw in another big guard. Just in case. There we go. Alright, we've got to take out those top bits again. Alright, whatever, let's toss another Mega Elixir. I've got to take out these top bits like ASAP, but I've got some limit breaks to play with, so that should be good. And Anger Max did a lot of damage, which was nice. Come on, team! Keep going. Made a good effort of it so far. Come on, surely. There we go. Actually, wait, I think it's attacking everything. I can't fully tell. Yeah, something else got taken out there as well. This is looking good. Come on. Alright, good. The two blue ones have been taken out. They're the most dangerous. Yep, thanks, Yuffie. Great work. Doom of the Living. I think maybe even if it's got two of them, it's still enough to kill everyone, so... Gotta keep going here. Hoping these efforts will be enough. Gets another one gone. Come on, take out that top thing. Okay. Time for a new regen on everybody. Come on, yes, it's dead. Okay, good. Now we have a shot. I'm just going to 2x cut here. I don't fully trust this this regen alone, so I'm going to make sure I'm fully cured up. No risks. Barry gets a nice limit break as well. Hopefully, given the length of these animations, we should be okay. Like, we shouldn't need to heal if we got regen, but... It's got a lot of HP, man. Definitely a lot. But we've got to maintain the healing here. Can't get complacent with that. Okay, Omnislash time. I think we're doing well enough right now. I really wonder how much HP it has. I don't know if it's like 1 million, or if it's 5 million, or if it's 200,000. It's part of the thrill of the battle, though. Not knowing. Yeah, that was unnecessary, but there you go. Just trying to make sure, man. Just trying to make sure. That's going to be a limit break for her. Shit, that was almost the wrong one. There you go. Again, I'm sacrificing these Mega Elixirs because I've come far enough in this battle that I really want to win right now. I'm not going to take chances. I think I'll use regen instead of Barrett's limit break, I think. White magic, regen. Oh no! All has run out on regen. Shit. There's a Mega Elixir coming up, I think. Shit, this has me in a bit of a twist. Phoenix down. Mega Elixir. got to stay alive for this final bit. Come on, Yuffie. I need you to get that move in. Oh, no, he died. And the Mega Elixir, please. Okay, this gives us a shot. Phoenix down. And Mega Elixir again. Again, I've just got to do this at the moment. Oh, 2,600, come on! I think I mistimed. When those 4 things came back, I think I just mistimed it. I need to have like regen or big guard or some combination of limits or something like that. This blue one would probably take her out. She got it in! My god! She's keeping things alive by a thread. Ah, but these, yeah. Staying alive is not enough. Okay, so this is the best attempt we've had by far. But one thing we've also discovered is that this thing has a shit ton of HP, man. A shit ton. Okay, alright. I'm getting a better idea here. Again, I think it's the case if I had some more highly leveled limit breaks. Not limit breaks. Materias. This battle would have been over by now, but it's good, it ups the challenge. So like if I had this situation a bit more... Like if this was a level 5 and this was a level 5, I think life would be a lot easier. And also Quadra Magic, because as soon as those 4 appeared I could just keep spamming this, and that would hopefully take those out, but it's not enough right now. Okay. Again, my counter materia only has 1 star as well, so I'm missing a lot of the counters that I should be getting. Okay, so I've switched things up again, and basically the goal here is to try and take out those 4 smaller things whenever I get the chance. So I've added W Magic to Cloud instead, because Yuffie doesn't really need it. I've added All and Ultima, and I guess with W Magic I'll get plenty of castings of that. And I've obviously got the Quadra Magic and Comet as well that can definitely help. So Cloud is like on a mission to destroy those 4 things as soon as they appear. I've got the Zedric back because I feel like in general it just gives so much better defense. And I've still got this as like my kind of trump card if I can keep Barret alive. That's like the other thing that he has. And for her I think it's kind of more of the same, except for the fact that she's only got... she doesn't have W Magic anymore, so she'll just be casting Regen instead. Okay, let's give it another go. Yeah, so at least with this attempt I could confirm that you basically have to take out every single one of those things. Otherwise, you're gonna die. It missed? What? What are the odds of that happening? I don't even think he has the missile equipped. I don't know, some battles are just weird, man. Like, I've not even been trying in this battle. And somehow I'm still alive. I don't know. These things are weird sometimes. Okay, so it becomes a repetitive thing, and it happens quite frequently. So even if it misses, that's not an excuse for you to like not... Yeah. Okay, alright. Fair enough. So leaving like 2 of them alive is not really an advantage in any way. That's cool. Basically, if it starts the battle by using Emerald Shot on the same person twice, that's already really put me on the back foot. And you tend to not recover from that at this stage anyway. Yeah, we're not going to be in it for long enough, I think. Yeah. Unless we get lucky and this misses, it's game over. Yeah, this is classic, like, Final Fantasy, very difficult boss battle situation. Where, like, you have a decent attempt to start with. What, 173 MP is still not enough? Fucking hell. And as usual, Yuffie doesn't get her turn. It's weird, it's like she has a built-in delay effect or something. I swear it's most noticeable with her, where she just doesn't get the move in at all. It's weird. There we go. Okay, let's see. Hopefully these ultimas take some people out, otherwise we're in trouble. Okay, it's doing very good damage. It counters magic with that, of course. But that's almost 18,000 damage a pop, so I think these Ultimas could definitely... I don't think I need Comet. I can replace that. This seems a pretty efficient way to kill him. Good, they're all been taken out. Okay. Now is go time. Now we're going to do big damage. This is always the most dangerous part of the battle. When this happens and those 4 things are going to get their moves. See, now I'm just so low in HP that I don't know how I'm going to recover. This is helpful. So at least Cloud might survive. But I'm not going to get the regen in first, so that's the problem. Oh, I did. Okay, that's helpful. Okay, W Magic, Ultima, take these fools out as quickly as possible. Someone is still going to get taken out here, I think. Yeah, the Emerald Shoot is going to come first. That's a shame, we were close here. Oh, we survived. No, he didn't! Well, how did he not survive? I swear so many times it's happened where we've literally been within like... just like 5 HP or something of doing it. Okay, no panic. Let's bring this boy back. Luckily in this phase he's slow, so that's like the one advantage that we do have. I'm going to get Dragon Force back as well. Comes back so bloody quick. They barely left, seriously. At this stage I don't know what's going on, I don't know what the turn order is, I don't know who's going to get what in at what time. I think I've got to find a way to increase my damage output or something. I don't know what the turn order is, so I'm completely stuck. I mean, someone's going to toss a Mega Elixir at some point, but when? I have no idea. Again, the turn order got completely messed up here. That's the Slash All, but where's the Mega Elixir? I don't know, man. Yeah, that was completely impossible. Like, the way that entire thing happened. I took all 4 of them out, and I think within 60 seconds all 4 were back. And then in another 60 seconds we already got this move, so fuck that. But, I kept Barret alive. So I get 1 shot at this. Hopefully I recover with full HP, that would be pretty clutch. If I don't recover with a lot of HP, that's going to be quite shit. There we go. Okay, Slash All, W Magic, Ultima on everyone. And I've got to use... I've only got 2 Mega Elixirs left. Almost reaching the end of our run here. Come on. Just stop getting like 12,000 moves, seriously. Just relentless. We have no protection here as well, so we're going to be taking a shit ton of damage. Is someone gonna toss that Mega Elixir for me? Is someone gonna do that? You're all alive right now. No, the Ultima's come first. Seriously, this is just insane. This is insane right now. I'm just gonna wait for it. I need to see that. I need to see that Mega Elixir. Thank you. Bloody hell. Okay. Somehow we're still in this battle. I don't know how we've managed it, but we're still alive. Praise be to Yevon. I think I need them dragon forces back as well. They come back so quick, it's not fair! It's not fair! Oh man. So I think the time between those intervals just shortens every single time. So that makes life almost impossible right now. Unless I'm really like near the end and I'm going to do enough damage to kill something here. I think it's over. It's the last stand. Anger Max! I knew it was gonna like take priority in the timing, so I thought you never know. Now let's see if Ultima takes out these four. Oh yeah. We might not survive another stamp here. I think Barrett might. But we lose that Omnislash, that would have helped. It's annoying that it does that first. But they're all going to be dead. What? How are they not all dead? I did a Doom of the Living, I did a Anger Max, and I did 2 Ultimas. Well, yeah, okay. So now I'm at the stage where I'm starting to get frustrated, because that felt like a really good attempt, and I don't know how much better I can get than that with my current setup. That's not looking good. That is not looking good. Alright, Yuffie needs to get this in first. If she doesn't, then... I mean, when it follows up, when it does those 2 things back to back, it's just so difficult to keep a character alive. But we managed to get it in, so that's good. Okay, let's keep the onslaught going. They had a nice window of time here. You see, sometimes it's weird. We get 4 or 5 goes in a row. And then sometimes Emerald Weapon just does 2 attacks in 6 seconds. So I've still not understood how that works. Not sure I ever will. He's not going to have enough MP for that. So bye-bye. Alright, here we go. We're up to about attempt number 10 or so, I would say. And that attack is still as brutal as ever. So I've been getting better, and I've been doing plenty of damage, but I've just not done enough to win the battle. I don't know. I mean, I feel like tactically it's getting better, it's close enough, but on the other hand, I don't know, man. I think basically once you get near the end of the battle, they're going to come back so much more quickly that I feel like we just got to be focusing on the central thing and just trying to kill it. I feel like that's got to be the way. Because I mean that it can't be random that after you do all of this damage, that's when suddenly those things start coming back more quickly. So that leads me to think once I'm nearer the end of the battle, I've got to possibly just take out. But then again, it's a one-shot deal, man. It's like if I leave those things alive, I'm going to die from that big move. So I don't see a way out of it. This is what I was fearing most. I felt like this was going to be one of those sessions where after 3-4 hours I'm going to declare that I'm stuck. And that I just literally need to be more powerful in order to win. Based on the current skill level that I have with this game. And the materials that I have and the levels that I have, etc. I'm not really sure how to further refine what I'm doing here. I mean, if I had 4 times cut, again, like that's going to make life a lot easier. If I had Quadra Magic level 2, let's say, you know, level 5 or whatever, that's going to make life a lot easier. So just things like that. If I had a few more HP materials, so everyone was pushing like 8,000-9,000, that's going to make it easier. So I'm not sure, man, with these levels, I don't see myself making it. Again, of course, I don't want to resort to like bringing in Knights of the Realm and just like spamming that shit, but... Okay, so sometimes you have to know that you are beaten and that you're not going to get anywhere with your current strategy and with what you're doing. So with me, with these things, the first thing I do before I look up strategy is I research what the boss can do, because I need to find out like how certain attacks work, when are they used, how are they used, etc, etc, and that way I can try to build strategies around it. So rather than just go in and be like, okay, so what do I do to win? I need to find out what I'm dealing with here. So instead of kind of testing over and over again all these other different things, I decided to go into Wikipedia and find out just what this boss can do. Now, the biggest problem is the fact that the attack that kills everybody is an attack that I cannot reduce the damage of unless I sacrifice pretty much all of my materia. So we're at a bit of a crossroads. Because my levels are fairly low relative to the boss, which is a level 99, I'm using materials in order to kind of boost my stats back up. So obviously I've got my magic plus, I've got my HP plus, I've got all of these things. But that big attack that does, that air, tam, whatever the hell it is, it does damage. It basically does 1111 multiplied by the number of materials you have equipped. So the second you have any of these characters have more than 6 materials equipped, they're going to die from that attack, absolutely guaranteed. So the reason why Barrett was taking less damage is nothing to do with the Zedric, it was the fact that he had 8 materials equipped, whereas everybody else had more than 8. So this causes a huge problem when you read about the fact, once this thing is below 500,000 HP, it can use that as a counter-attack at any time. So when you factor all of this stuff in there, it's looking pretty impossible for me to win with this situation. So, I mean, I feel like if I do that for 2 characters, I'm just not going to be able to do enough damage to anything. And then if I don't, then I'm just going to get KO'd by this thing, because it can use it at pretty much any time once it's below 500,000. So it's tough, man. I'm not really sure. So I'm going to give it a few more goes. I'll probably end the session having got nowhere, but I'll have to sit down and have a think about whether it's worth trying to continue ramming my head against this thing to see if anything will happen, or if I have to bite the bullet and I've got to master some materia and I've got to get a little bit stronger before I come back. So we will see what's going to happen very soon. Okay guys, so I took a break from my attempts against Emerald in order to make my materia stronger, because too many critical materials were just like at level 1, and I figured this would be a good way to show you guys that are interested how to maximize your AP in a pretty efficient way. So I decided to look into it myself to find out what the best way is and all that kind of stuff. So we're going to combine together a few elements that can really speed up your item farming, you know, getting everything that you need in your inventory up to 99, and to also boost up the AP. So what I did first was to use the W item glitch in order to be able to get like 99 of whichever item I wanted. Now I will preface this by saying that this glitch is apparently available in every version of the game, so there's not any kind of specific thing you need to do, or like a hack you need to do, or a version you need to have, etc. It's literally like an inbuilt cheat code into the game, which obviously wasn't deliberate, but is extremely helpful to people like me that just need to be kind of getting through the game because I'm trying to create content. The less downtime I spend grinding and doing repetitive tasks that I can't like broadcast to you guys, the better that is for me. So W item was a godsend in this regard. So how does it exactly work? Well, apparently what you do is you equip the W item materia onto somebody, and what you need to do is to select the first item of the 2 that you will be using. The item that you select needs to be the one that you want to get up to 99. So in my case, it was X potions, elixirs, and mega elixirs that I wanted to get up to 99. But this can be used on pretty much any selectable item in the W item menu. So you can use it for sources and stuff as well. So if you're maxing your stats and you need like the power sources or whatever, you can still use the W item glitch in order to maximize the number of those that you have in your inventory. So the first item you select needs to be the one that you want to duplicate. Then you select the second one as if you were going to give someone the second item, and then you cancel. So when you cancel the second item, you go back to being able to select the first one again. And all you need to do is just alternate between cancelling, selecting, cancelling, selecting, cancelling, selecting. And you'll just see, as you're kind of going back and forth through that menu, the first item you selected, the number will just continue going up by 1 every time you do this. So this particular glitch is just super, super useful, because getting stuff like mega elixirs is not easy. I mean, they can be farmed, but it's time consuming. Stuff like hero drinks, normal regular elixirs, X potions, power sources, speed sources, all of this kind of stuff. These items will take you a long time to get if you want to do them like completely legitimately. And of course, you know, some people are very purist when it comes to these things. If that's how you like to play your games, then that's totally your call. But for someone like me that prefers the efficiency and time saving and corner cutting when it comes to these things, this is just really, really helpful, and it's something that I made use of for this particular segment of the game. So the items I mentioned were X Potion, Elixir and Mega Elixir for my particular situation, because I wasn't interested in stat maxing yet. I wanted to kind of leave that as a last resort. Of course, these 3 items are going to be very useful in battle, but they're also going to be useful for another reason, and I'm talking about elixirs specifically. So let's say you've got some materia and you really need to level these up. So you've got like a Quadra Magic, or you've got Knights of the Round, and all these materials that require a shit ton of AP points in order to master. How can we master these materia efficiently? Well, based on the research I've done, I mean, I saw a video a little while back from 4-8 Productions, who makes like amazing Final Fantasy VII videos. If you ever want to check his channel, they do like amazing work. And of course, the written guys I've been following online, like your Jegids and the Final Fantasy wiki page, etc. They all pretty much have the same system in order to maximize your AP in the quickest way possible. So how do we do it? You will hopefully have picked up weapons throughout the game that have either double materia growth or triple materia growth. Now there's 2 weapons that have triple materia growth. One is Cloud's Apocalypse, and the other one is the scimitar that belongs to Cid. So for me, I didn't change my party around, I just kept Cloud, Yuffie and Barret. I equipped Cloud with his triple AP growth weapon. I equipped Yuffie and Barret with double growth. Now, the triple growth one only has 3 slots, so the other characters having doubles with more slots just helps you to level up more materias at the same time. So I just tried to maximize the number of materia that were either getting a double boost or getting a triple boost. So when you're in the menus, of course, let's say you have a materia that needs 200,000 AP to master, you want to put that on the triple growth weapon. But if you have something like an HP plus that only requires 50,000 to master, then you can just leave that on your armor, for example, so that you're still gaining the AP for it, but it's at a slower rate than the ones that's on the weapons. So once you have this setup going, you need to go to the Northern Cave. So when you get to the bit where the party either goes downwards or they go right, you go down first, and then when you're in that particular room, which you're going to be seeing on screen right now, then you take a right, and you'll end up in the area that has like the swamp and that kind of stuff. So in this area, you will have 2 encounters that will be super, super, super useful for you to gain AP. The first encounter is an enemy called the Mover. They're like these little red balls that are really, really easy to defeat. These guys always appear in 3s, and when you take them out, they will give you 2,400 AP points each time. So if you have a triple AP weapon like Cloud's Apocalypse, then that's 7,200 AP just for one battle. So you can imagine how that's going to help you to master your materia. So that's the first encounter. That one is not the most common encounter, so based on what I did, like the encounters that I ran into, maybe like it was like 1 in 10 encounters or something like that. But an encounter that you run into a lot more often is the magic pot. Now you can run into either one of them, or you can run into 2 of them at the same time. Of course, 2 is better than 1 in this situation, but as soon as the battle starts, it's going to ask for you to give it an elixir. Now if you combine the W item glitch that I just talked about with this particular thing, you're going to see why it's just so beneficial, and it saves you so much time and effort. So you use the W item glitch to get yourself the elixirs, and then you give these elixirs to the magic pots when you encounter them. Once you do this, then you are able to damage and kill them, so you toss the elixir, then you take them out, and each magic pot you kill will give you 1,000 AP points. So when you put these 2 encounters together, you have the movers and you have the magic pots. If you spend like, I don't know, an hour down in the North Cave in the swampy area doing this kind of stuff, you're probably going to gain like a few 100,000 AP points, depending on how lucky you get with your encounters. I would say the encounter rate is pretty high anyway, but if you have the enemy lure materia, you can probably equip that as well, just to get encounters even more consistently. But if you put all of these ingredients together, you should hopefully be able to maximize your AP points very quickly. A final note on this, a nice knock-on effect from doing this is that when you encounter the magic pots, they will also give you a ton of experience points. If you encounter 2 magic pots, they give you 16,000 experience points by the time you're done. So if you have an experience plus materia on somebody as well, then you're just really rolling with the levels as well. So you can basically farm for AP points and experience points at the same time. So during my whole thing, I spent maybe like 45 minutes or so or an hour down in the Northern Cave. And by the end of it, I think I was up like 10 or 12 levels, even though that wasn't what I was actually trying to do. So if I spent maybe like 2 or 3 hours down there to, let's say, master the Knights of the Round materia, then there's probably a good chance I'd be up to like level 99 for all of my characters by that time. So that's like a really nice knock-on bonus. So there is a chance that by the time you do all of your AP mastering, you're already going to be on level 99 for everybody without even trying. So that's like a really cool side effect of doing this kind of AP farming that I've mentioned. So that was a process that I followed. I did this for a little while until I got bored, and once I reached some kind of middle ground where I definitely had much more powerful materia and I had lots of smaller materia mastered, I thought it's time to get back into this battle and give it another go. So that was my like detour, and that's my mini kind of advice slash guide on how to master your materia a little bit more quickly and efficiently using the W item glitch and fighting against movers and magic pots in the North Crater.